Imagine finding yourself back in a city that, well, despite everything, feels oddly unchanged.
Familiar, yeah.
But with every step, you're pulled deeper and deeper into this secret labyrinth.
Right, a place where maybe your friends are actually your enemies, and enemies, well, sometimes they're still enemies, but maybe helpful.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
It's a world where truth is slippery, and every little thing you do could have these huge unintended consequences.
Absolutely, and that's the really intriguing, perplexing world our sources are pulling us into today.
So we're taking a deep dive into excerpts from a series of unfortunate events, #12, The Penultimate Peril, by Lemony Snicket. And our mission isn't just, retelling the story. We want to navigate this chaotic return of the Baudelaire orphans, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny, back to this city, this really mysterious hotel.
Yeah, trying to pull out the key ideas about deceptions, secret groups, and those really blurred lines between good and evil.
You've given us sources just packed with twists and these complex moral questions, and we're going to try and untangle what it all means for you.
It really is a narrative that makes you question everything. About heroes, villains, what information even is.
Okay, let's unpack this right from the very beginning. We find the Baudelaires in a taxi.
Right.
Driven by this woman, Kit Snicket, who they barely know. They're back in their old city, and the first thing that hits them is, well, how little seems to have changed, even though their own home was destroyed.
It's jarring for them.
And Kit, their driver, she immediately starts talking in riddles, mentions concierge disguises and flaneurs.
Dangers. Yeah, we find out later that means people who just quietly watch what's going on around them.
It really is like being thrown into the deep end, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like with a super cryptic guidebook.
Yeah, that immediate immersion where Kit's just dropping these hints and phrases that make no sense yet. It's kind of a masterclass in starting a mystery in media res, right?
How so?
Well, by holding back answers and signaling right away that there are these deep, secret layers, the author basically trains us, the readers, to constantly question everything.
So we become part of their confusion.
Exactly. You're not just watching them be bewildered. You feel bewildered, too. It builds suspense immediately.
And then she drops this bombshell. The schism.
The big one.
Kit explains V.F.D, this group that used to be united, putting out fires. Literally and figuratively, it's now split. Two bitter enemy factions.
That changes everything.
How does that division, within what they thought was a good organization, raise the stakes? It complicates that simple hero-villain thing they've seen so far.
Oh, completely. It just shatters their black and white view of the world. Suddenly, good isn't just one solid thing.
Right.
And who you trust becomes this constantly moving target. It reframes the whole fight from just, us versus Olaf to more like an ideological civil war. Every conversation, every person they meet could be a trap.
And Kitty even says Count Olaf is just one piece of this much bigger, darker puzzle. She mentions there are many, many more who are equally wicked, or perhaps even more so.
Which is a truly chilling thought, right?
Yeah.
It expands the whole scope of the danger enormously.
Just when you think you're maybe getting a handle on things, Kit yanks the taxi wheel.
Whoa! Yeah.
Dramatic maneuver to avoid someone, spins off the road, crashes through some bushes. The kids are shaken, but okay.
And then?
Then she reveals her condition. She's pregnant and clearly distraught.
It adds this incredibly vulnerable human layer, doesn't it? Amidst all the spy-like stuff.
Fully.
Her being pregnant especially, it highlights the huge personal cost of being involved in this secret world. Ken mentions, unlike their mother, who apparently had a quiet pregnancy, hers is full of strain.
Underscores how relentless this V.F.D conflict is.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, right? If even their guides are this burdened and vulnerable, what real hope did the Baudelaires have?
And the kids are, understandably just bewildered. Where are we going? What does Kit want? What on earth are concierge disguises and flaneurs?
Sunny even asks about trust.
Right. Comparing it to climbing a tree, you might get a great view.
Or you might just get covered in sap.
It captured their uncertainty perfectly.
That trust analogy is so good. It really speaks to the constant gamble they're facing. Every choice is a risk.
Yeah.
But what kind of grounds them, just for a second, is this shared memory. Their mother and father, the opera La Forza del Destino, poison darts.
Hints at a deeper family connection to V.F.D, maybe?
Exactly. Suggests maybe this whole chaotic world isn't entirely new ground for their family. It's like this chaotic legacy they've inherited.
So they finally get to the Hotel Denouement, and it's a really perplexing sight.
Understatement.
It looks like it's lying flat on the ground. With the sign backwards, Cinnamon and Leteau.
And like lilies and moss growing on the bricks.
But they're not actually looking at the building at all.
Nope. It's just a reflection in this massive pond.
Designed specifically to confuse people. It's tilted just right, so only the hotel reflects, none of the surroundings.
That illusion, it's such a powerful metaphor for the whole deceptive world they're in, isn't it? The hotel's true nature is hidden right there in plain sight, just like all the V.F.D secrets. And this place, this hotel, for years, it's been a V.F.D gathering spot.
Exchanging information, discussing plans, returning library books, basically.
Right. It's the last bastion after all the other safe places. A lab, a cavern, the mountain headquarters got destroyed. Kit called it the penultimate safe place.
And here's this detail I love. It's clever but functional. The Hotel Denouement is organized like a giant library.
Using the Dewey Decimal System.
Exactly. So the sauna is room 613, which fits the 600s for technology and health.
It really shows how deeply knowledge and information are embedded in V.F.D's structure. Every room is like a categorized secret. But even that precision doesn't stop the chaos.
How so?
Well, even with this elegant system, they have weird challenges, like strange policies about separating picnics from volunteers so enemies can't grab both.
Ah.
And this constant, perpetual struggle for room and food, it shows that even the most organized system is fragile when you're dealing with this huge hidden conflict. Resources are scarce, dangers everywhere, even for the good guys.
Okay, so the stage is set,
Mm-hmm.
and then the urgent mission becomes clear. Klaus finds a message.
Mm-hmm.
It points to a V.F.D gathering at the hotel on Thursday, and it's addressed to J.S.
And Kit confirms J.S. is her brother, Jacques, who was just murdered.
Oh, wow. So someone's posing as him at the hotel.
Right. So this gathering, which was supposed to bring all the noble people together to fight the villains, now it's got an imposter right at the heart of it.
And there are two critical items in play.
Yeah, the vessel for disaccharides, the sugar bowl, which everyone seems to want.
And the medusoid mycelium, this deadly fungus that Count Olaf actually has a sample of.
The potential for disaster is huge if those things fall into the wrong hands. And the Baudelaires are smack in the middle.
So the plan emerges. The Baudelaires will infiltrate the hotel,
Disguised as concierges.
acting as those flâneurs, just quietly observing everything.
And the irony's pretty thick, right? Their pictures have been plastered all over the Daily Punctilio as murderers.
But nobody pays attention to hotel staff. It's actually the perfect cover.
But then comes the real layer of just unfathomable confusion. Frank and Ernest.
The hotel managers, identical twin brothers.
One's a volunteer, one's a villain.
And the Baudelaires absolutely cannot tell them apart.
Nope. So every single interaction, every order they get is a total gamble. That unfathomable identity thing just adds this constant, background hum of suspense and mistrust. You never know if you're helping a friend or helping an enemy.
It's such a brilliant but agonizing setup for them. Every simple task becomes this moral tightrope walk.
Yeah.
And they get their first taste immediately. The lobby is just utter chaos.
So noisy, overwhelming. Bellboys, waiters, confused tourists, kids running wild.
And the Baudelaires, in their little concierge outfits, have no idea where to even start observing among all these countless possible suspects.
That initial chaos, it really mirrors the bigger picture of the schism, doesn't it?
How do you mean?
Well, the hotel's supposed to have this logical Dewey Decimal System, right? Orderly. But the actual operation on the ground, it's messy, unpredictable. It forces the Baudelaires to split up.
Which means they only get pieces of the puzzle.
Exactly. Decentralized observation. It covers more ground, maybe, but ultimately it leads to them getting only these fragmented bits of information. And that makes them kind of unwitting pawns in the whole thing.
You can almost hear the gears grinding in their heads as they split up. So as concierges, each Baudelaire sibling gets plunged into this dizzying series of encounters.
Mm-hmm. Violet's on the rooftop, Klaus is in the sauna, Sonny's in the kitchen area.
All meeting people they know, or suspicious new faces. And each task seems ordinary, but it's riddled with clues about something bigger, something sinister.
Right, it's that classic unreliable information setup. Violet, for example, she's dealing with Esme Squalor and Carmelita spats up on the roof.
And she gets tasked with fetching a harpoon gun.
Yeah. From room 121, which ironically is the room for epistemology theories of knowledge.
Ah, okay.
Meanwhile, Klaus is down in the sauna, and he's ordered to hang burr paper outside the window.
Seems harmless, right?
It's not.
Nope. Turns out it's connected to a swarm of eagles and the Quagmire triplets.
And Sonny, in the kitchen.
She's observing her old teachers, overhearing whispers about eating crow and sugar being laundered, and then she gets told to lock the laundry room. with the specific V.F.D. lock device.
What really stands out across all these separate experiences is that ominous sound, the hotel clock.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they finish one of these tasks that seems okay, the clock booms. Wrong, wrong, wrong. What's that doing? For them and for us.
That repeated wrong.
Yeah.
It's more than just like a sound effect. It's this constant, almost gut-level reminder of their situation.
Right.
It signals that even though they're trying to do the right thing as flaneurs, their actions as concierges, just doing their job, are accidentally helping the villains.
It's a really clever way to foreshadow that awful revelation later that the things they did were exactly what Olaf needed for his plan. It makes their innocent actions into the sort of unwitting complicity.
So after these completely confusing errands, the siblings finally meet up again. They share what they saw.
And they realize each of them only saw a tiny piece of the puzzle.
Like the blind men and the elephant. That poem their father used to recite.
Exactly. It's this moment of, oh no. Despite all their efforts, they've only made the mystery deeper.
It really highlights the information overload they're dealing with, the fragmented reality.
Yeah, the blind man and the elephant thing sums it up perfectly. Each sibling has a truth, but without the whole picture, they're, like the poem says, all in the wrong. It really hammers home that theme of perception versus reality and how easy it is to be deceived, even when you're actively looking for answers.
Okay, here's where things finally start to, well, not unravel, maybe tie together in an even more twisted knot. A new person arrives. V.F.D. Denouement. He clarifies he's the third triplet, not Frank or Ernest, and he's the sub-librarian. What's the significance of this third hidden brother?
Dewey showing up just underlines that theme of hidden truths, right? Even within structures you thought you understood, like, oh, there are three of them.
And then he reveals the big one. The Hotel Denouement is the V.F.D. catalog.
Yeah, it's not just a meeting place. It's this enormous hidden library full of information, observations, secrets, all stored in underwater rooms, a mirror image of the hotel above ground.
That old smoke and mirrors idea, literally hiding the truth.
Exactly. A massive information vault hidden from the villains by actual reflection and illusion. It's brilliant.
Dewey confirms the Thursday gathering is supposed to bring all the noble people and their information together to finally bring the villains to justice.
And amazingly, he knows everything the Baudelaires observed. He invites them to stay, to help expand the catalog. He recognizes their skills.
Feels like a real moment of hope, doesn't it? Maybe an end to their constant running.
It's a glimpse of what V.F.D. could be,
Yeah?
United, fighting wickedness, a place for knowledge and justice.
Right.
But then, Count Olaf makes his dramatic entrance. Still after the Baudelaire fortune, and crucially, that medicoid mycelium fungus.
And his henchmen are reveals from their disguises, too.
Right alongside him, the hope evaporates pretty quickly.
And here's the truly crushing blow. The Baudelaires learn their actions as concierges. They unwittingly helped Olaf's plan.
Devastating.
Violet providing the harpoon gun.
Klaus hanging the bird paper.
Sonny locking the laundry room.
It was all part of Olaf's scheme to intercept the sugar bowl, delivered by crows, shot down by the harpoon gun, falling onto the bird paper, dropping into the laundry room funnel.
Every single wrong from that clock.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
What does that huge irony tell us about good intentions in this world?
This is really where the story's moral ambiguity peaks. Their innocent actions, just doing their jobs, were precisely what Olaf needed.
It forces them and us to face this idea that even well-intentioned actions can have disastrous, unintended consequences.
Absolutely. It makes those lines between noble and wicked incredibly thin. It shows how easily good efforts can be corrupted or, weaponized in a really chaotic system.
So Olaf's got the harpoon gun pointed at Dewey, demanding the V.F.D. lock phrases for the laundry room door. Dewey refuses.
But then, Klaus steps forward.
Astonishingly, yeah. And he reveals them. Allergic to peppermints, poison darts, and that unfathomable question from Richard Wright's native son.
Klaus unlocks the door, and surprise, the sugar bowl isn't there.
Showing he understood Dewey's deception on a deeper level.
Klaus's move there, it shows how much he's grown as a researcher, right? He's not just finding facts, he's understanding layers of meaning, deciphering Dewey's indirect clues, getting the real nature of the hotel.
And the sugar bowl not being there.
Another brilliant smoke and mirrors trick by Dewey. The really valuable stuff, the actual catalog contents, are safe underwater, hidden even from Olaf.
Chaos is escalating now. The hotel's starting to burn. Violet devises this desperate escape plan.
Using dirty laundry sheets as a kind of drag chute.
To escape with Olaf on his boat from the roof. but also simultaneously warn people about the fire.
And Sonny's earlier hint, preludio, that was code for the elevator prank.
Pressing all the buttons so it stops on every floor. Genius.
And then, in this really quiet but shocking moment, Sonny says,
"Burn down hotel."
which sounds awful, right? But it's not her being a villain.
Bro.
It's a signal. To Kit Snicket, to other V.F.D. members, it means the last safe place isn't safe anymore.
A tragic but necessary message in a world where you can't just send a text.
Exactly. Desperate times, desperate signals.
So the fire starts, spreads fast. The Baudelaires use the elevator prank, shouting fire on every floor to warn people.
But it's met with confusion, disbelief, more accusations even.
And tragically, this is when Dewey gets shocked by the harpoon gun.
Fired by Olaf, yeah, but the gun was ironically just in the Baudelaires' hands.
He sinks into the pond, whispering, "Kit."
Yeah.
It's a devastating loss.
And the terrible irony is that the true V.F.D. catalog, his life's work, is safe underwater, just like he planned, even as he dies.
His death really underscored the high price of trying to be noble in this world, and those awful unintended consequences.
Yeah.
As the hotel burns, the guests just descend into this mob mentality. Fear, confusion, turning on the Baudelaires, accusing them of murder, fueled by that reporter, Geraldine Julien, and her terrible reporting. Mr. Poe shows up, making things worse, as usual.
Justice Strauss tries to hold a high court trial right there.
But the other two judges, they turn out to be major villains. The man with a beard but no hair, and the woman with hair but no beard.
So the Baudelaires get locked in room 121, the epistemology room again, supposedly for safety.
And they're left contemplating their own comparative innocence amidst all this chaos and false accusation. How does this scene sort of comment on justice and truth?
Oh, it's a powerful critique, isn't it, of how easily systems meant for order, like a court, can be corrupted. And how public perception, whipped up by bad information, can just steamroll the truth. The Baudelaires, stuck in the room about knowledge, are forced to grapple with the world's total inability to tell fact from fiction, innocent from guilty.
Their comparative innocence? It's not absolute.
No, it's like a desperate claim in a world where even villainy seems to have layers and reasons.
So they realize they have to escape. The hotel is collapsing fast.
They, along with Olaf, launch the boat from the roof.
Using Violet's drag chute invention to glide down to the sea.
And now they're at sea, literally and figuratively.
Finding themselves in the same boat as their greatest enemy. Escaping one disaster only to face who knows what next.
Yeah. As they look back at the burning Hotel Denouement, reflecting on everything they saw, everything they did, they start to question their own nobility, wondering what they might become.
It's a deeply unsettling ending. Leaves their future, even their identities, totally uncertain. Wow. Okay, we have navigated a truly bewildering deep dive today, unraveling all these layers of deception, hidden meanings, profound moral ambiguities.
From hotel rooms organized like a library to secret societies fighting over sugar bowls and deadly fungi.
This story really challenges how we understand truth, justice, trust. And it pulls out some surprisingly relevant insights, I think, for anyone trying to navigate our own complex world.
One thing that really strikes me is how the narrative deliberately obscures things, confuses you. It forces you, just like the Baudelaires, to constantly ask, what's real? Who can I trust?
Yeah, those ideas of unfathomable events,
Yeah.
words meaning different things, that constant wrong, wrong, wrong from the clock, it all underscores the chaos of their world.
And maybe mirrors our own world sometimes when we're just overloaded with information.
So it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? In a world where heroes can accidentally help villains, where even the best intentions can lead to disaster, how do we actually measure nobility?
Right. If, like the story suggests, right, temporarily defeated is stronger than evil triumphant, what does it actually take for right to finally win, and what's the cost?
And maybe most provocatively, what does it mean when you find yourself literally in the same boat as your worst enemy, and every choice seems to just blur those lines between good and evil?